Okay, so the night before, just getting my stuff ready for the morning. So filled up my hydration pack, ready to go sharp bright and early morning, so it's not going to hold me up for time. Got my usual banana gels, caffeine free, and all that sort of stuff in there. So they fitted nicely into my little pocket that you get on the side there. So I'll do a bag for that job. I'm also going to be wearing my belt, my utility belt, which is already full of my lovely Kindle mint cake. Oh, the good stuff. Gives me just the perfect amount of grams of carbs and nutrition to keep me going through. And I'll be filling a little water bottle that goes inside there with one of my Science and Sport electrolyte tablets. So any salt intake is good on hot days like what tomorrow's going to be. So let's go. We can't see the almost full moon there, but it is there. Right, so here we are on the long run again. It's bank holiday Monday. Today is a nice 19 miler. But first of all, thanks for joining me once again. Stevo runs channel, created for like-minded people looking to become fitter, healthier people. If that sounds like you, hit the red subscribe button below. Let's go on a running journey together. So yes, 19 miles today. A little bit shorter than last week's. My taper starts after this today. I want to discuss that with you, how my taper is going to go. I want to discuss my plan for marathon day, how I'm going to sort my pace out and whatnot. So don't go anywhere, let's talk about that. I've been waiting for it to get light enough to record it without it being too grainy. Still not sure if I've got there yet, so apologies if it is still a bit funny picture, but we're all good. We're about 5.5 miles into my 19 mile long run. As I said, exactly 2 weeks away from my marathon. It's been dragging on forever. I feel like I've been saying that for weeks. How many weeks? But yeah, it's only 2 weeks away now. So this has been my final, it's not my longest run, but my final long one before I start my taper as of tomorrow. I thought 2 weeks is good, hopefully a good enough time. I know it's a bit trial and error for your first and stuff, but I'm hoping 2 weeks will be enough for me to recover, taking all the hard work I've done so far and put that onto the race with completely fresh legs. So I'm just heading down to the water where I was last week. Excuse me if the footage is similar, but such a nice place, nice and flat, 5.5 miles, and then back home after to make up the 19. That's all good. So when I get down there, I'll quickly explain my plan for the taper, and then I'm going to talk through my plan for race day, as in paces, time I'm hoping to get, and I guess the backup plan if it doesn't work out. So stay with me. The heron there, he's flying off, landing on the same bit of path. He's worked out now that if you see him or not, it's a beast. He's gone round. Okay, 7.7 miles in. Let's talk about the taper. Like I said, I don't know a lot about this, but I know I'm 2 weeks away, bang on. So after this, I'll do, say, you want to do about 40 to 60% of your normal mileage, okay? And that's been sort of 45 miles of late. Now this run isn't counting towards this week. So after this, I'll do about 22 to 25 miles of running throughout the week, and same next week. I won't be changing too much about those runs apart from the distance, okay? So I'll keep doing my work runs because it's ideal for me. 2.5 miles there, 2.5 miles back, and I'll probably keep them on short and simple. And where I've decided to do fast runs before, I'll keep doing it, then I'm not going to change intensity, just the distance. Okay, so hopefully it'll still be roughly 80-20, or at least 90-10% intensity. But try and keep everything the same apart from the sort of duration of the runs and distance of the runs. Okay, so my body's just ticking over nicely, doing what it needs to do, ready for the big marathon. Can't wait. I'd like to hear your suggestions on tapering, though. What do you do? What have you done before? What are you planning to do on your next marathon or first marathon? Some people do a week, some people do 3 weeks. I was looking at all the info I found online, really. They've just gone for the 2 weeks. Hopefully that'll be enough. I've worked hard, hopefully all this training I've done will hold me in good stead for this marathon. So please let me know in the comments, what do you do on yours? And if I should reconsider, or does mine sound about right? Half the amount of running, different intensities, and then see how we feel towards the end of it, where I have more rest on the 3 or 4 days before and just keep the legs ticking over. Let me know. This is such a great route here. You didn't see my video last week. This is basically it for 5.5 miles like this. It's not all flat and nice, sort of even ground like this. It's a bit ankle twisty on some of it, but generally it's flat like this, and it's a nice running spot. The only up hills you get is the locks where the hills are, where the water goes through, but it's literally a 5-second hill. Good for training for the legs anyway, but all in all, stunning place. All right, all going good. I've started eating, got my first banana gel, sipping with water, little bits regularly. Time to get on the old Kendall mint cake. So far, this all feels like a winner, but I see your good suggestions before, different things to try. Tempted to throw a banana in my bag. Some other bits like that. As a quick top up. What I am finding though, it's just quite heavy today. My bag around my waist, water on my back. My legs do feel heavy, but I intended for this today. Treat. I intended for this today, so I did an 8-mile sort of race pace tempo workout yesterday. I wanted to do today on tired legs. There's a reason I've done that. I want my body to know what it's like to run with already tired legs. I have a nice day off tomorrow to let them rest properly, and then back on it Wednesday for work. I'm off tomorrow, so I can recover nicely. Start on my taper. Kendall mint cake, minty fresh. It's good. Such a nice place to run. Down at the end of your garden. Amazing. There's a rabbit with a gun. Can you see him? Okay, probably can't see that, but it's 10 miles done. Must nearly be coming to the end of this path, 5.5 mile path on the water. 10 miles done, heart rate is lovely and steady today. This is all the stuff I'm carrying. It's on 148 average, so into my zone 2 by 5 beats still, into my math by 2 beats still. My pace is like 8:16 miles, so all good. Think of it like that. If I could do a lot of zone 2 at marathon, I should still well be in the sub 4 hour job. So if I struggle with the pacing of choosing, which I'll explain about soon, at least I can maybe drop down to this heart rate to math and zone 2 area. Should be able to make it like that. Still be happy with the sub 4. So let's carry on. I'll tell you about the marathon pacing idea in just a moment. Treehouse, albeit falling apart, but that was a treehouse. Imagine having that in your garden. What a life. It's a nice mist on the water again today. Out early enough today. I was out by about 5:40 today. Being on the 22, I ran a couple of miles in my town under the lights of the streets, so I could leave early. Today, with it 19, I missed that bit out and went straight to the dark fields. So had to leave it on a bit later, but 5:40, happy days. Really good start to the day. Get yourself out there, get it done. Got the rest of the day with my family, doing whatever on this nice bank holiday Monday. Beautiful. Watch says, get off here now. Okay guys, right, 14.19 miles in. So getting there, 5 miles to go. I'm not gonna lie, my legs are tired. I don't know if I've overcooked this bit or not, I'm going nice and slow. But yeah, maybe this was a great idea. I drove 8 miles yesterday, but certainly it's training my legs to work on to work when they're tired. So can't complain with that. That was the whole idea of this run. So I just got to make sure I get back in good nick. And yeah, not long to go now. So let's talk about the idea for the marathon. So I'll always take suggestions from you guys, you know that, and I'll take some again. But what I've been working out for myself is, oh god, see where I'm going first. To the left. Oh well, this is cool. Well done, Garmin. So the plan, I was hoping to go for a 3:20. Okay, that might be a bit too much, my first one. The last thing I want to do is knacker myself early in the run. So I've had some good suggestions about starting slow, is the classic one, you know, to bed yourself in and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to do. You might say it's too fast, but I'm going to do 8-minute miles for about 6-7 miles. 7:59 as I got it down as. I'm going to use the Pace Pro function on my watch, on my Garmin. And I've been editing the miles to try and make it for a 3:20. I left myself plenty there at the time. If I'm struggling towards the end, I'm not in good nick, I should at least be able to get the 3.5 or even less than that. It doesn't matter too much, but that's the plan. So 6-7 miles at say 7:59, 8-minute miles. And then after that, it skips down to 740s for about 5 miles. And then when I'm really into the swing of it, my heart's settled down, everything's good. Obviously I'll play it by ear. Yeah. Hang on 2 seconds. 400 metres foot. Hit some 730s for basically as long as I can without blowing out. So if I start to feel like I can't do that much longer, I can slip back into 740s or so on and so forth and go for the 3.5. But I did try 8 miles yesterday at 830s to 835s, and it felt pretty good. But that was without all this kit on my back and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully it's gradually get faster. I've left a little bit of room at the end after the 22 mark that I know that if I'm struggling I need to slow it down. Left myself a little bit there. If I can keep going, then who knows what time we could make. But I think that's like a sound plan. If I hit that wall and don't make it at all, or have to walk or crawl to the end, then you can say, I told you so. But so that's it, 8-minute miles for 6-7 miles. Slip into 745, 740s, into 730s, and we just go on from there, play it by ear in the later stages. So what you think, or what you do. I'm not going to pay that much attention to my heart, apart from a bit later on, when if I see it creeping over my threshold of 170, which I hopefully won't, then I'll probably put it back and follow the heart pace rather than the pace I want to do, depending on how the legs are feeling and how late it is in the race. But other than that, if I keep my heart in the 150s, 160s, then I've got a good feeling about making it round fairly comfortably with really knackered legs towards the end. Okay, I'm lost now, I've got to find my way out. Oh mate, like I'm not gonna lie, today's been hard work. It should be the final cog in the marathon training wheel with a bit of luck. Okay, I'm gonna let my legs properly recover now. For this 2 weeks, 2 weeks today. I'm on the last 3-mile stretch. Yep, 16 miles in, I have 19. And I've got this nice little track home now, just to the edge of my town, and about a mile back to my house. So that's gonna be it for me today. I'm gonna try and get home safely. My legs are tired, I might have to walk a little, but the work is done. So please give me your suggestions of taper, what you do, what works for you, what should work for me as a first timer, and also with the plan for the actual run. What would you do? Does that sound okay to do? So I'm trying to hit a 735, 740 average. If I'm doing 8-minute miles at the beginning, is that too fast or too slow? Or is that just right to bed me into the race? That should be my Maffetone method heart rate, like below 150 for the first 6-7 miles anyway. And that's different on the day. Your heart's up and a bit excited, and try not to follow everyone around at their pace, all that stuff. I know I've been there, I've done it as well on half marathons. So let me know what you think on both of those topics. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll reply to everyone. But thanks for joining me this time. If you watch this far, legend, thank you very much for that. And please hit the subscribe button below. Search up Stevo Runs on Strava and all social medias. Just have a look. I'm not overly active on the social medias, but I'll try and pick it up a little bit if I can. So thanks for joining me. See you on the next one. Stevo Runs.